Good afternoon, and thank you for your attendance as we honor the 2021 graduating class of Montgomery Central High School. We thank you for remaining seated during the ceremony and away from the rails. This will allow all our guests the opportunity to see their student as they graduate. We want each and every family also to hear their graduate's name called. Thank you for your cooperation and for your attendance today. Please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, friends, family, teachers, and fellow graduates. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate this achievement of the Montgomery Central High School class of 2021. This school year was challenging in many aspects, not only as we walked the halls of Montgomery Central High School, but also in the world around us. Ironically, it is also one of the best years yet. As this bittersweet chapter is closing, we take a step toward adulthood and toward our futures. On behalf of my peers, I would like to thank all of the family, friends, and teachers who have continuously shown us love and support. You have all made an impact that will last a lifetime for each and every one of us. To my fellow graduates, I hope that you hold on to the lessons we have learned and cherish the memories we have shared over the years that have led up to this very moment. The rest of our lives are waiting for us. Now it is up to us what we do with them. There is no time like the present to pursue your dreams and turn them into reality. I wish you all happiness in wherever this next chapter of life takes you. Once again, congratulations, class of 2021, we made it.
Thank you. Welcome again to the 81st commencement ceremony of Montgomery Central High School. We are honored that you are with us, and I do want to take this opportunity to introduce our guest. Joining us this afternoon, first, the faculty and staff of Montgomery Central High School. Please rise. We could not arrive at this day without you. Although not all are able to attend, we appreciate those who represent our school today, who went above and beyond to ensure our students had every available opportunity to arrive at this moment. Your dedication to your students and to your school does not go unnoticed. Thank you. From the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System, Dr. Sean Imperatris, Chief Academic Officer, and Dr. Roslyn Evans, Director of High Schools. From the Clarksville-Montgomery County School Board, Mr. Jimmy Garland, Mr. Herbert Nelson, School Board Vice Chair, and Miss Margaret Pace. From Montgomery Central High School, Assistant Principals, Miss Jennifer Barber, Dr. Will Farrell, and Dr. Steve Roberts. Caller of names, Miss Melanie Hazen. I want to take a moment to thank the parents and families of this graduating class. I do not take lightly the stress and the burden that this year has placed on you. And we fully know that your graduate has arrived at this day not only because of the work of our school, but because of the support that they received from you. So thank you. A special thank you to business, faith, and civic leaders and all of our school system educators who work so hard to make students achieve. Thank you to the members of Montgomery County Sheriff's Office for your work ensuring our safety today. Thank you to Austin Peay State University and their broadcast partners for the live taping and web streaming of our ceremony. This makes it possible for those who could not join us, including members of the deployed members of our armed forces, to observe the commencement ceremony. Thank you. At this time, I would like to present to you the Salutatorian and the Valedictorian of the class of 2021. Salutatorian, Miss Michaela Eller. Valedictorian, Miss Trinity Pulley.
Good morning, everyone, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know all of your bottoms must hurt from sitting here for so long, so I'll make this quick. Today is the end. Of course, it is not the end of the world. I'm not crazy. Today is the end of our childhood and the beginning of our adulthood. Stinks, doesn't it? I know the parents know what I'm talking about. Either way, I definitely enjoyed it while it lasted. I want to thank all the parents out there for providing us with this senior class. I know that us teenagers aren't anywhere near easy to handle, but hey, we got here. I would also like to give a special thanks to my parents for helping me find the person I truly want to be. Even though you could never help me with my homework, you are always there to keep me motivated, whether your parents are in your life or not. Everyone has that someone that has helped shape who you are today. My next thank you goes out to the faculty as well as everyone who has made this graduation possible and this school year. I know it has taken a lot of thought and hard work, and I appreciate all that you have done for us. Thank you to all the teachers that have taught us to be passionate about our education, or maybe that was just me, or just our lives in general. You are all an inspiration. This next one is an important one. It goes out to each and every student for giving me such a fantastic year. You are all amazing, and I am proud of every one of you, regardless of your rank or your GPA. What matters is that you are happy with who you are and what you are doing. Because if you are who you are, then who cares how someone ranks you? Even if I haven't gotten the chance to know you, I love who you are because you are you. Okay, now the real reason I'm up here, to give some advice. First off, I know this is corny, but love yourself and never stop. I've personally had some trouble with this, as I tend to compare myself to the number one over there when I have no reason to. Everyone is their own person, and no matter how society may treat you or compare you to everyone else, they are wrong. If you love who you are, then what other people say never amount to anything. Do not get me wrong, stopping all of those negative thoughts society plants in your head is backbreaking work, but it is worth it. Own who you are. My next piece of advice is to remember you are never alone. No matter where you are in the world or what you are doing, someone is going through the same thing. Although it may not be from the same situation, they can feel the same emotions. Remember that people you meet, good or bad, shape who you are. You are the combination of those people, meaning you can never truly be alone. With this being said, you should always remember that it is okay to ask for help. I know with all of this staying at home in quarantine is hard, it makes you feel isolated, but so many people are out there just meant to help you. Never convince yourself that you are alone. As I wrap up this speech, which I know is probably boring you to death, like Michael Scott said, sometimes I start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I want to emphasize how proud I am of all of you. Regardless of the grades, the rank, what cords you have accomplished so much, whether you are going in so much, in whatever you do, you are going to be amazing. I believe in you with every ounce of love that I have. Thank you all for being such fantastic people, and I love you all.
I just want to start this off by saying thank you to all of those who made it possible for us to have this ceremony today. And thank you to all the faculty and staff that have worked so hard and poured into us these past 4 years. None of us would be here today without all of you, and we appreciate you more than you know. Like all of you, I've gone through this past year and felt that we missed out on so much. I saw firsthand how hard it was to not focus on the what could have beens. However, I would like to not sit on the negative today, but instead to take the time to cherish what we did get, to celebrate what we were still able to accomplish in spite of this past year. Because even in the midst of all the chaos around us, there was and is still so much good and so many things to be thankful for. Sometimes you just have to choose to see the good, even when it feels like there is none. Not too long ago, Mr. Mike Brown told me, "You will never be disappointed when you choose to see the light in a dark situation." And I think this is a great reminder. We were never promised that this life would be easy. High school can sometimes be a very dark place, and so can the world that we live in. We turn on the news or look at our phones and it seems like we're never getting out of it. It can be very easy to feel like you're drowning. And I'm sure that there will be more hardships other than high school. But in order to ensure that we are able to come out on the other side, we have to learn how to breathe and find the light. Because if we strive to find the beauty in those dull moments, it makes it easier not to get caught up in all that is broken. High school isn't the end. This is not the last stop on our journey. And some of us are happier about that fact than others. But once we leave this place together and step into the world, we have choices to make. We can either choose to use the time that we are blessed with on this earth to stay consumed in all the moments that do not go our way, or we can choose to look past those moments to see the beauty in each new day. We have a greater responsibility to acknowledge the part we play in our relationships, in society, and on this planet. We dictate where we go and who we become from here. I do not believe that I have all the answers. I am only 18. But what I do know is that no matter where life takes us, no matter who we become, and no matter how dark this world can be, there is always light around us. We just have to find it. Finding the light in a dark situation is a choice that we have to make. And it is often a difficult choice because we have to look past our own hurt, our own struggles, and all the ugliness of the world. Finding the light also takes an insane amount of courage. To see it means that you now have a responsibility to do something with it. When you find the light for yourself, you can be a light for others. Now, being a light for someone, that is the most courageous thing you can do. Being someone else's light requires you to stop and remind yourself that your actions affect others. It forces you to see beyond your own life for a moment and to turn your attention and time elsewhere. Being the light can look like a multitude of things. Listening to those who need it, showing up when no one else will, or doing good not for praise, but because you choose to. Sometimes it looks like understanding that some people's harsh words and actions only come from a place of hurt and pain, and instead of meeting them with equal harshness, looking past your own pride and taking down your wall to meet them where they are. And being a light for someone, you are enabling them to find their own. However you show someone light, just know that your kindness won't ever be in vain. But please know each one of you will be someone's light at one point or another. Whether you realize it or not, whether you want to or not, you will be. So as you leave here today, go on and do amazing things. Be kind and courageous always, and find the light. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Michaela and Trinity, for sharing with us today, and congratulations again on your achievement. It is now my honor on behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff to present this, the class of 2021. What a year it has been. And I have to be honest, I struggled this year in preparing my remarks for today. We endured a year together that has not always felt connected with our covered faces and our virtual classrooms. The year that brought to us temperature checks at ball games and spaced out seating in the cafeteria. We haven't celebrated our achievements and our athletic teams and clubs in traditional ways. And our students and teachers have been challenged by new norms and routines in the classroom. So when I struggled to come up with the right words to say, I started to walk the campus. And as I did, the sights and sounds of the last 4 years came flooding to my mind. I see you, graduates, coming in those front doors of the foyer with just 3 minutes to spare until the bell rings to start the day. I see you in the 9th grade lab outside, completing the Momentum Lab as 9th graders. I can hear the sound of a hammer as some of you work to construct a portable. I smell the dirt and feel the humidity of the greenhouse that you maintain. And don't you too hear the ting of the bats in the spring, the harmony of the choir, the chanting of the alma mater at the end of the football game? Don't you smell those wrestling mats? Hear the laughter of your friends in the cafeteria? I see you, graduates, relieved as you finish that ACT your junior year, or celebrating as you completed that AP exam. I was reminded on that walk that you, the class of 2021, are weaved into the fabric of our high school. The experiences and memories that you have that are unique to you and to your class are a part of what will propel you forward. As you take your next steps, whether that is to the university, technical school, to the armed forces, or directly to our workforce, do us a favor. Represent your school and yourself well. If continuing your education, be the best student you can be. Show up. Even if the class is online and attendance isn't mandatory, show up. Work hard. I can promise you that with a strong work ethic, in any environment you find yourself in, you will stand out among the crowd and be rewarded for what you do. And always, wherever you go, remember you are not alone. This life was not meant to be lived in isolation, but in community. One of my favorite of Milton Berle's lessons from the geese, a bird very familiar to those of us at Central, is this. As each goose flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the birds that follow. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds 71% greater range than if each bird flew alone. The lesson: people who share a common sense of direction and community get where they are going quicker and easier because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. I encourage you, graduates, find a community, make it better because you are there, and fly higher and go farther. Our world does not need more apathy. It does not need indifference. It does not need isolation. It needs a generation of young people with character who will dare to show up, work hard, and recognize the value of living and serving in community. Our world needs who you were created to be. Go, Indians. Dr. Imperatrice, today in 2 ceremonies, we celebrate 199 graduates. Among them, 62 of distinction, 6 Tennessee scholars, and 30 graduates in the 6th class of the Academy of Plant and Animal Systems. The graduates seated before you have met all the requirements set forth by the state of Tennessee and the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System, and it is with pride that I present to you the 2021 graduating class of Montgomery Central High School.
On behalf of Millard House, our Director of Schools, I want to commend you on your dedication, your hard work, your perseverance, and your resilience as you have accomplished this in such an unprecedented academic year. On behalf of Millard House, the Clarksville-Montgomery County School Board, I accept and confer the 2021 Montgomery Central High School class as presented. Let's proceed to present diplomas.
Adam Levi Allen. Blake Riley Anderson. Sarah Deborah Anderson. Jeffrey Daniel Atkins. Ethan Scott Baird. Anne Rebecca Baldwin. Kylie Paige Ballard. Alyssa Cheyenne Bateman. Sanaya Nicole Calise Batista. David Christopher Batson. Ashley Dawn Belt. William Graham Blackwell. Mackenzie Sue Blankenbeckler. Hunter Lee Blanton. Benjamin Bryant Bloom, Jr. Natalie Renee Briggs. Lauren Nicole Britt. Alexis Hope Broadman. Catherine Rose Brooks. Charles Carney Brown. Isaiah Shane Brown. Ashton Faith Byard. Roderick Aiden Pangelinin Camacho. Timothy Joseph Campbell. Emily Ann Carlin. James Leo Carr. Caleb Brandon Carvin. Amy Denise Clack. Tristan Corey Page Clark. Brady Robert Clevenger. Cameron Brooke Conquest. Autumn Michelle LeMay Crimmins. Bailey Morgan Crockett. Caden Keith Cunningham. Alicia Nicole Davenport. Alex Davis. Brent Austin Davis. Cale Mark Davis. Leanne Hope Dirth. Leanna Victoria DeJesus. Jason Luke Denote. Kaylee Diane Denton. Shay Delaray Devers. Chloe Jane Dial. Caleb Aaron Diaz. John Reynaud Dombrowski. Brooke Elizabeth Dortch. Destiny Kaylani Douthit. Cheyenne Lynn Douthit. Robert Gabriel Dozier. Michaela Marie Eller. Samantha Alexis Espino. Peyton Lee Fain. Courtney Paige Farmer. Peyton Renee Farmer. William Bryce Field. Nathan Christopher Fisher. Dominic Christos Fransos. Jacob Robert Gallo. Savannah Rachel Gibbons. Sierra Nicole Gibson. Reagan Mackenzie Gleckler. Gavin Howard Goff. Gia Gracia Toro. Emily May Green. Juan Mendez Gregorio Hernandez. Scott Douglas Gregory. Mackenzie Faith Guess. Monasia Elizabeth Giddy. Peyton Taylor Gupton. Kayla Lynn Haddock. Kirsten Nicole Jean Hatcher. Shaylee Lene Hawkins. Abigail Blakely Henriksen. Alejandro Hernandez. Kenneth Daniel Hogan. Faith Raquel Hogue. Elijah Stephen Howarder. Alyssa Morgan Hudson. Wesley Joseph Hudson. Nathan John Huggins. Gracie Lee Hughes. Kevin Edward Hunter. Rebecca Dawn Hutchison. Leonard Antonio Jackson. Morgan Ashley Jackson. Spencer Lee Jackson. Autumn Faith Johnson. Cameron Deshawn Johnson. Robert Dwayne Johnson. Trevor Kennedy Jones. Cariana Danelle Kennedy. Xavier Eugene Kelly. Caleb Tong Kompangpet. Elizabeth Ray Kitchens. Carol McKay Knight. Chloe Madison Woodall.
Good afternoon. I would first like to thank family, friends, and teachers for encouraging us throughout our high school career. I'm sure we all can agree that this year was nothing like we planned it out to be. There were many challenges, but we still prevailed through all of our hardships. Albert Einstein once said, "In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity." Class of 2021, this is our opportunity to grow in the face of adversity. If this year has taught us anything, it is to appreciate the small things and be thankful for the people we have in our lives. As we start this new chapter and go our separate ways, we can always look back on this time and remember all the important lessons that this year has taught us. I wish you all happiness, success, and prosperity in your future endeavors. Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassels. Please be seated. Or please rise for the alma mater.